So if you really look at a Skelta BPM engine today, you would see that you build something called the process, which is envisioning and modeling. Effectively, you have a tool called the process designer tool, which is effectively is what this does. So it takes care of building and designing the process once it's envisioned, and this process could be anything. It could be leave, travel, expense, internal processes. It could be line of business processes, and so on and so forth. Once that's done, Solution and Studio and the Forms engine pretty much kick in. So you could use the Forms engine to build some of these forms that are going to be a part of the business process that you build. You have the process modeler, which is like I saw earlier in the poll today that about 68% of you are familiar with the MS Visio tool. So most of you who've used a Visio tool would take to the process modeler that we have like fish to water. So that really would be a kind of an extension. And another key factor is if you were to build some of this on the MS Visio, you could actually export it into the Skelta tool seamlessly as long as you have it in the BPM and stencil. Then you have the collaborative environment on how to deploy that. If you were to look at the next piece, which is effectively the execute and deploy, you have the process controller, the business rules, and the orchestration engine. So you have something called the enterprise console with Skelta, which kind of helps you to monitor the whole process. Now, before the process gets monitored, you have envisioned and you have built the process on the process designer. You have created the forms and the other activities that need to go into to execute some of these processes. And when it comes to execution, you have the process controller and the business rule, which will give the logical input at every step to the process to create and execute the process. I'll move on to the manage and operate. So once you have the process live and executed, you could use the enterprise console in Skelta to view the process control, and the enterprise portal will take care of plumbing in and plumbing out of any process that's there. Effectively, what it does is it gives you a single view of what's happening to all the processes which are running within the organization, both parent and child, and multiple processes within the organization. At any given time, the administrator would have the right to change and plumb in and make those changes very on the fly and then execute them. Last but not the least, optimize and analyze. You need reporting services as you want to improve some of these processes as you go along, and definitely you would want to create KPIs as you go along. So some of that stuff gets done through the optimize and analyze piece, which is through the BAM reporting services or the business activity monitor that we provide. So let me just move on to this. So if you really look at this, so you've got the engine, you've got the process designer, the queuing technology, you've got the reporting services, and you've got the form. So that should help you to take care of building the process, executing the process, reporting and analyzing the process, and through the enterprise console make changes to the process if you ever want. And then we move to the next layer. Once you have all this ready, we support multiple databases. Security and personalization is taken care in Skelta. LOB connectors are available like for Oracle, or for that matter SAP and Vistalk and so on and so forth. And then obviously we also support web services. Some of this stuff is going to be dealt with by others as we go along with the real product demo, so to speak, and I'm just requesting others to cover that more in detail. Then you have what's called a composite application framework. So the idea of having a BPM tool today is to not do quick fix product puttying on solutions which are not available, but to create solution frameworks that are going to be relevant to what's important for the organization. So you have the composite framework like the accounts payable, document management, compliance and risk management, and so on and so forth, which are already built and available on top of Skelta. And last but not the least, Skelta offers BPM out of the box, and it's an enterprise class product which is being used across the board. The BPM tool is available for both ISPs and OEM and also in the hosted environment.